Hello investors. Welcome ladies and gentlemen to the presentation of our half-year report through to December of 2022. I would like to thank all our investors. We are grateful for your continued support, and the relationships that we've built with all of you have transformed our company over the last 13 years. We have a long history of lending and collecting money, with our company being built over the history of 25 years. It's been 13 years now since we borrowed money from our first ever investor. And the business has grown, and we have 3 locations of Brisbane, Townsville, along with our collections business at the Gold Coast too. I'm pleased to announce that Darren Cantor, our CEO, will be joining the board of directors for the Investor Central Group from the 1st of July 2023. Stephen Jones, who's had a long history with our company, will be resigning from our board as at the 30th of June 2023. Stephen, I'm very pleased to announce, will still remain a part of our business, and he will be board secretary moving forward. So we'll still get to see Stephen on a regular basis. We are grateful for over 10 years of the contribution that Stephen has made as an executive director of our board of Investor Central. Our company, Investor Central, it owns and operates Finance One, specialising in consumer and commercial loans, along with our collections businesses of Strategic Collections and Commercial Credit Control. We have a long history of lending and collecting money, and these businesses are at the core of our circle of competence, along with our historical performance of lending and collecting money. We've worked diligently to create a niche for Investor Central over 13 years, providing credit-worthy customers an opportunity to access finance where they may have previously been excluded. We continue to broaden and diversify our funding channels to strengthen the funding costs of our business, along with access to future capital. Investor Central, we raise capital from investors to fund Finance One's lending and collections operations now of Strategic Collections and Commercial Credit Control. The company intends to continue to raise capital from investors. Investor Central has diversified its funding by establishing a rated asset-backed securitisation program called the IC Trust Series. This allows us to access competitive costs of funding that's external to Investor Central as the group, resulting in greater profit and cash flows back to the overall business. This arrangement, though, is with FinOne Proprietary Limited and Finance One Commercial Proprietary Limited, outside of the Investor Central group. All the profits from the Trust Series flow back after interest is paid to investors to our group of companies, further establishing us with greater profit margins into the business. It's important that as we move forward, that we continue to raise capital from investors. You have been the mainstay of our business, and it's our intention to keep that moving forward. Referrals are an important part of our expansion. I welcome you to refer any investor whom you feel may be interested in an investment in our company. Our investors, they remain confident to invest with us. We offer a high yield, reliable monthly return from 4.75 through to 9.25% per annum. We're constantly looking at these interest rates to make sure that we provide a competitive investment rate back to our investors in an increasing interest rate environment. There are no management or establishment fees to maintain an investment in our company. Transparency has been the key to our success, with our investors gaining an understanding into the business model that they're able to invest in. We offer a personal approach with a dedicated investor relations team, and our investors, they've invested with us because they rank first ahead of ordinary shareholders. We've reinvested over 75% of the profits back into the company, and we have over $40 million in equity into our company. I'd like to ask Darren now to provide you with a detailed business update of how we've performed over the last 6 months. Since Darren's come onto the team, he's been able to deliver a broadening of great governance within our organisation, because we're at 3 locations now and our team has grown to over 185 team members.
Hello investors, it gives me great pleasure to provide you with a business update for our half-year results. Since joining the group as CEO, I've been thrilled to meet a number of investors, our brokers and our staff. We have a fantastic team of people across 3 locations, and I take it as a privilege to be able to lead a fantastic organisation through our next phase of growth. I'm pleased to say we had a record year of lending with over 20,000 applications received, and we settled 4,500 of those for a total of $127 million worth of loans. We had a number of highlights through this period, and despite competition, our consumer book grew by 17%, and we almost doubled our commercial business. Our direct business also performed extremely well, and this is a key focus for our business because this is part of our business where we do not rely on intermediaries, and it's one of the most profitable channels within the group. It gives me great pleasure to present our half-yearly results. Total revenue was up 31% to $45.9 million. Net profit before tax was up 53% to $7.49. Net profit after tax was up 50% to $5.23. Total equity was up 27% to $40 million, and we maintained cash holdings of almost $74 million at 31 December. Our loan book increased off the back of this fantastic result by 37% to $369 million. We paid $16.3 million to you, our investors, and since inception we've actually paid over $100 million of interest. For a long time now, we've been asked to collect other companies' debt as we've established a reputation of excellence when it comes to collecting money. Investor Central identified an opportunity to establish a new business within the group, specialising in debt collection, with the potential to also purchase third-party debt. Finance One has already considerable in-house expertise and success in collecting the debt of its own loan book. The collection industry can be very challenging, and we are working hard towards gaining market share, especially in this current economic environment. Our business, Commercial Credit Control, was founded in 1996, and since that time has gained considerable experience in accounts receivables management, working with clients across telecommunications, government, utilities, and the financial institution industries. Commercial Credit Control has maintained a long-term relationship with a number of Australia's leading telecommunication companies. Our strategic collections business intends to purchase debt from a variety of industries, including, but not limited to, telecommunications and utility providers. And we're really excited by the opportunity to diversify the revenue of the group. Risk management is a vital part of our business, and we manage this very carefully. As the Finance One loan book operates through a potentially challenging environment, we are budgeting for combined provision and write-off levels between 17% and 19%. Our combined total of provision for doubtful debts and write-offs for last year was 16.5% of revenue. This is up from 13% last report, but we did expect this rise and an adjustment in the percentage, and we budgeted for this. We will continue to budget for higher arrears and write-offs due to these changes in our economy, and we think that's the prudent thing to do. Managing risk has always been a priority for Finance One. We have increased our provision for doubtful debts to over $17.6 million. This is a prudent measure of our cautious view of managing the loan book through various different cycles.
Thank you, Darren, for that business update. I thoroughly enjoyed working with you in your role as CEO of our organisation, and I look forward to many years ahead of us. The next slide looks at our write-off tolerance level. This helps demonstrate the strengths of our business model. The following graph shows our loan book principal and interest owed to Finance One over the next 6 years, which is now $567 million. We owed after cash holdings are returned to our investors as at the end of December 2022, $321 million. That's a difference of over $246 million from what we're owed by our customers to what we owe our investors. To demonstrate the strengths of our business model, if we take off our historical provision for doubtful debts, which is now 3.1%, this leaves us with a balance of $550 million. Or if we're to stress test the business model and take 7% write-offs, we would still be left with $528 million. Then to extrapolate that write-off to a full 25%, we're still owed more than $426 million. The write-off tolerance equation helps demonstrate the strengths of our business model. Through the reinvestment of profits, we continue to build a substantial margin of safety. Ladies and gentlemen, our investors, thank you for your support. You've transformed our company to what it is today. Your personal and financial support has meant the world to me and our team. The collaborative efforts that have gone into making our company what it is today is through our involvement of our great team members spread across 3 locations. Without them, we wouldn't be in the strong financial position we are today. It's a delight to work with those team members and to be a part of our organisation. We offer our investors a high yield, reliable monthly return from 4.25% through to 9.25%. No management fees or to maintain an investment with our company. Through this personal approach, this has allowed other investors to feel confident to invest in our company and refer investors who we welcome. We've been able to grow the company because you, our investors, have referred other investors to us, and we encourage that, and we're very, very grateful. Thank you. We've reinvested 75% of the profits back into the company, and I look forward to catching up with all of you for our annual report for the 30th of June this year. Thank you.